Hi ladies, how are you? Hello from Medellin, Colombia. You can see my background here. I'm a little dark when I do that, but I'll let you guys see. This is my current view. This is actually my last day in Medellin, and I am really sad to leave this place. It's been truly incredible, and I wanted to jump on because I've had an incredible experience, and I recently just had a conversation with a client, and I wanted to share a powerful technique with you that can help you stop your negative looping thoughts and identify the thought patterns that you have that may be subconsciously sabotaging you. And this is a super quick and easy process that you can do in like just a couple of minutes that will totally change the way that you see your own thinking. So if you're joining now, and I'm just gonna wait for a moment or two to see if anybody's around and if anybody is gonna hop on live. So if you are joining now, I would love for you just to say what's up and tell me where you're watching from and say hi and give me some likes and some hearts and thumbs up. And if you're catching the replay, do the same. Just say, hey, what's up? And let us know where you are tuning in from so that we can get a sense for who's watching and what you're all about. You can kind of see this cool reflection in the background. So I wanted to share this very simple technique, this very simple process, and I use this actually with all of my private clients, and when I even do sales conversations and enrollment conversations. Hey guys, what's going on? Hey Annabella, great to see you. Nice to see you, sister. Yeah, hey, what's up, girl? Say hi, give me some hearts, give me some thumbs up if you're tuning in and you're just watching now. I'm live right now from Medellin, Colombia. You can see this amazing view from the balcony of my friend Carrie and Demir's place, and I wanted to jump in and talk to you really quickly about this very simple and easy technique that I use to help my clients trace their thought patterns and that you can use in your life as well. It's very quick. Yeah, you're about to watch England versus Colombia. Everybody here is about to watch England versus Colombia. The city is pretty electric right now. I unfortunately have a call during that time, but hi Imani, good to see you. Happy that they're here. So yeah, I'm gonna wait for just another second to see who else joins before I launch into this conversation about this really simple process that I use to stop negative looping thoughts. And I really love this because what happens is when it comes to our thinking, sometimes we're not really aware of the patterns that we follow in our thoughts, and as a result we think that we're breaking our thought patterns and our thinking patterns, but we're really not. So I like to just take a few moments to help my clients really map out the thought pattern so they can see it and then become a witness to it, and that's what this technique is going to help you do. So I'm going to go ahead and start talking about it now, and if anybody else joins on, they can just jump in and catch the replay. And if you're watching the replay, then go ahead and say what's up and hey, and could get tense. Yeah, Annabella, the game is going to be very tense. I'm not particularly bullish on Colombia, so we'll see. Their playing has not been so great. Oh, hi, Sarah. Good to see you, sister. So happy you're here. All right, so let's talk about this process. So one of the things that I notice with my clients, and this comes up over and over again, is that, you know, you've got these beliefs and these thought patterns, and you get stuck in them. So I like to play this little game. It's called the and then game. So let's say that you're struggling with something that is a symptom of a larger problem in your life right now. The woman that I was working with today was struggling with creating structure and routine in her business, and she was just avoiding putting those structures and routines in place so that she could actually get more done. And she found herself doing things like procrastinating on Facebook and screwing around on her phone and doing these other things that she just knows really weren't productive and not helpful to her success. So at first, when she started talking about this, I asked her, well, you know, what is the one thing that you want to change? She's like, well, I just really like to spend less time on my phone. And I knew that there was something more underneath that. So what I asked her to do was this thing called the and then, that I call the and them game. So it goes something like this. You say to yourself, and if you have a piece of paper, you can write this down and you can play this game by yourself. You don't even need somebody to do it. You can do it by yourself. So what you do is you say, I want to get more. So you would start with saying something like, well, I want to do more. Sorry, I just got a phone call from Colombia. It's kind of weird. So the way that the game works is that you do something like this. You would say, all right, so I want to stop spending so much time on my cell phone. So I would say, okay, so I want to stop spending so much time on my cell phone. And then they would say, well, and then I would be more productive. And I'm like, okay, and then they would say, well, and then I get more done. And I'm like, okay, and then they're like, well, I make more money. And then I would say, okay, and they would say, oh, well, I have more freedom. And I'd say, and they're like, well, I get to do more of what I love. So that's a way for you to follow this thought pattern with this person that's a positive thought pattern, right? But you can also flip it on the negative so that you can help them see a negative thought pattern. So the way that would work is they're like, well, if I don't get more done, then I've got to schedule more time in my schedule, and if I don't get more done, then I'm not going to get more clients. And I'm like, okay, well, let's follow this. And then, well, if I don't get more clients, then I'm not going to be able to make enough money to pay my rent. And then I'll say, okay, well, and then I'm not going to be able to, I'm going to fail in front of my friends and my family. And then, well, people will judge me. And then I'll feel like a failure. And then I'll believe that I'm not enough. And so you can help them through this process of tracing this thought pattern by just using this very simple phrase. And you can do this in your own life, and then. So if I believe this, then X will happen. Or if I feel this, then X will happen. And then you can also mix in the word because. Because if I don't do this, and then this will happen. So I like to play this game of like these open-ended questions. Hi, Dina, good to see you. I like to play this game of open-ended questions because it allows you to fill in the gap with the real belief that's underneath. Because when you think that something's a problem, like you think that the problem is that you're spending too much time on your cell phone. That's not the problem. The real problem is something else. The problem is something underneath that. So I asked them, like, okay, well, what's keeping you from doing the work that you're trying to do? And I'll be like, well, I'm afraid that what's keeping me is that I'm getting distracted. And I would say, so you're getting distracted because, and then they'll say, well, because I don't know what to do. And then I would say, well, you don't know what to do because, and they're like, well, I don't have enough experience. And then I say, and therefore, they're like, I can't make good decisions. And if I don't make good decisions, then they're like, then I'll make mistakes. And I'm like, okay, and if I make mistakes, then I'll be like, I'll lose money. Okay, well, if I lose money, then I'm a failure. And if I'm a failure, and if I think I'm a failure, then, oh, well, I'll have to go back and get a full-time job, and I won't believe in myself anymore. And I won't believe in myself because I didn't get it done, right? So I like to play this game with people where I mix up this like and then and because framework because it helps you really see the thought pattern. And I go really fast through this. And you'll see like you can fill these sentences in and you can fill this whole process out really, really fast. This and then and because, and then and because, and then and because. And you just continue to answer these questions and fill in the sentence. And then when you fill in the sentence, and suddenly you start to see this total thought pattern and how it connects to something much deeper. And then you can close the gap for yourself. So you can see, well, I thought that the problem was that I'm spending too much time on my phone. But if you do this work and you get all the way to the bottom and you start to realize that the real fear is that if you begin to do your work and you put yourself out there that you'll be judged, you can close that gap and you can start to see, oh wow, the reason why I'm distracting myself and spending so much time on my cell phone is because if I put myself out there, then I'm afraid I'm gonna be judged. And I have a fear of being judged by other people and being seen. Therefore, I am distracting myself on my cell phone. But if you just allow yourself to focus on that single symptom, which is, oh, if I just found a way to avoid my cell phone, then everything would be okay. If you try to hack the symptom itself, then you're really not getting to the root cause of the problem. And in most cases, the root cause of your problem is something related to an upper limiting belief that you have. And there's some upper limiting is this concept that was created by this guy named Gay Hendricks, and it's this idea that we can only stand at so good in our lives. Whenever we reach a certain level of threshold or success and happiness, we inadvertently do things to sabotage ourselves because of these old patterns that we picked up as kids, right? So one of the ways that we do that is that we focus on the symptoms of our problems and not the actual root cause of it. So if you can play this really simple and then because game, then you can start to follow your thought patterns and close the gap between the symptom that you're experiencing and the underlying problem, which is truly the thing that needs to be addressed. And there's a reason why you're not making more money, the reason why you're not taking more action, and the reason why you're struggling to feel confident in the work that you do in your life. So I'd love to hear from you guys if you're watching right now. Does this resonate with you? What do you think about this little game? And then maybe we could even like play it together right now. So who wants to play this game right now? Who here has an issue who's watching that you want me to play the end game and then game with you? So who's got an issue? If you have an issue right now, I want you to go ahead and put in the comments. I can see the comments kind of coming up. Just say like, what's something that you're struggling with right now? We'll do a little bit of a live coaching session. Maybe I can even bring you into the conversation, which could be kind of fun. If that's you, if you're like, I'm struggling with this thing right now, I might be able to like port you in live if you wanted that. But if not, go ahead and just put in the comments, like what's something right now that you're having an issue with in your work or your productivity, your life, your feelings, whatever. And then I can play the game with you and I can show you in real time how it actually works, because it totally does work. And you can see what the root cause is for yourself. So if you're watching right now, go ahead and put that in, and then I can help you out. Let's see, I'm gonna turn my phone a different way. Oh, so, nope, it told me to rotate my phone back. Okay, I rotated it back. Sorry. Oh, now my phone's being weird. I can see all your comments, but they're sideways. Hi, Facebook, you're all sideways now. So while I'm waiting for someone to jump in, Taylor, Sarah, Dina, if you guys want to work on something right now, now is your chance. So tell me if you do. And I'm happy to either bring you on camera and work through something or do it with you over chat right now. For some reason, I can't get these comments to switch. Even though I switched my phone, it's still sideways. But if you comment right now, then I can help you. And I just did this game with this girl, and it was really powerful for her, because when we started doing this and then game, she suddenly realized like, oh wow, I didn't know that this problem this entire time had nothing to do with my cell phone. It actually has everything to do with the fact that I'm afraid of being irrelevant. Can you see how different that was? She was afraid that if she actually put structure and routine in her business, that she would not live up to the competitive landscape of her industry, and that somehow she would end up being irrelevant, which is so distant from the problem that she thought she was actually experiencing. So if that is, okay, I have a thing, says Dina. All right, girl, can I bring you on live? Would you want to come on live, Dina? And then we can jam with it live together. I can bring you on live. That might even be more fun if you're willing to be seen. And we can do a little hot seat coaching session around that, around your thing. And we can show people how this might work. If you're up for it, then let me know. I think I can bring you on by just like clicking your face or something. But this thing keeps on, it's like, my phone is like awkward now. See, now it's telling me to rotate my phone again. It's like, rotate your phone, but I can't seem to see you. So Dina, if you want me to bring you in, I can, but I'm not sure how, because my phone is being super fucking weird. How about now? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, that was crazy. Dina's giving me lots of likes. Okay, so I'm assuming that your likes mean that you want to be brought in. But right now my phone is being so strange, and I can't seem to fix this. Oh, come on. I can't bring you in, Dina, because my phone is being super weird. Oh, wait, I think I might have another way of doing it. Bring them on camera. Add. Let me see. I'm adding you, Dina. Let's see if this works. Let's see if I can bring you on camera. Hey guys, sorry. This is the the technical world of Facebook. Sometimes things just don't work the way that you want them to. Oh, looks like we're connecting, Dina.
Woo!
There you are. Hi.
Hi. Let me make you louder. Hang on.
Can you hear me?
I can.
Okay, so for some reason I'm sideways and you're up and down.
Yeah,
And
I
I
can
don't know
see
why
your
that
mouth.
is. You can see my mouth. Can you see me now?
I can. So sideways. Yeah.
It's good, good. I don't know why you're straight up and down and I'm sideways, but we can do this anyways.
I'm,
So
I'm,
I'm
yeah.
curious. What's the thing? What's the thing that's coming up for you right now?
Okay. I have for many years seen this magazine that is really relevant to my yoga work. And I've always thought, oh, I can do so much with this. See it and, how much difference I can make. And the editor's job came up, went for it, got the interview, loved the people, felt really comfortable with them. Like when you're doing an interview and you're telling them what you think you can do, and they're all nodding and they're all excited too. And then I get the job and I'm at dinner with my brother, brilliant situation. And then I get home and then I'm like, oh shit, I've got it. And there's this kind of, why am I not, on cloud nine? Why am I not skipping about? I've got this kind of like strange sort of feeling.
So you're having a reaction. You've got this opportunity. It seemed like everything that you ever wanted. You worked really hard to get it. It's
Yeah,
something you've had in your vision for a long time,
yeah.
and now it's finally here. And then,
And then, okay, I've got it. And oh, just sort of with a oh shit, now I've got to do it.
yeah, and so if I've got to do it, then
Yeah. So it's I mean, I understand this is now everybody in my yoga community will see it. So there's like the fear of judgment thing obviously is huge. Um
yeah. So then
and
finish this sentence for me. So, so if I'm judged, then
um if I'm judged, then I die. Yeah, I just. Sorry,
it might feel that
melodramatic. I
way.
don't mean literally. Do you know what I mean? It's just like then I will feel crushed. Um,
Then I'll feel crushed,
yeah,
and I'll feel crushed
because other people will be having an opinion about what will be my best effort.
yeah. And if other people have an opinion about my effort, my best effort, then
Um, yeah. Then well, I guess not really very much, really. I mean, like generally, I'm very good at this, like not giving a tinkers about what people think. But
mm-hmm.
it's
But
yoga.
yeah, but at the same time, there's some part of you that's scared, right?
Yeah, because it's not just work, It's like, I teach it, but it's a big part of um my philosophy and where I live my life. So being judged by other people about something that's so personal rather
Mm,
than a work thing, if you like. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah. So if people judge me on something that's personal, then
Then I feel diminished.
yeah. And if I feel diminished, then
Um, I might become paralyzed and unable to move forward
yeah,
because I'll get caught up in that whole like, don't do anything because if you do anything, then it might be wrong.
yeah. And if I get paralyzed and don't move forward,
Then I stop earning money.
and if I stop earning money, then
then I could end up living on the street with a plastic bag.
If I live on the street with a plastic bag, then
Then I'm gonna have a really miserable and happy life.
yeah.
Mm.
So can you see how if we close the gap between I need to write an article, which is the thing that's just right in front of you,
Mm.
but then there's this other thing that quickly, that whole thought process that we just went through, Dina, that's happening in an instant in your head.
Oh yeah, I know how quickly the brain works. Yeah.
Yeah, so you're going from I need to write an article to I'm going to end up as a bag lady in like a matter of moments.
And everybody will laugh at me.
And
Yeah.
everyone will laugh at me.
Yeah.
So that's the thing that's underneath this is this fear of deep rejection and ending up alone and
Yeah.
abandoned by people that you care about,
Yeah.
right?
And that's quite a
So
long way to go from like, yeah, just
from an
one job.
article, yeah, and so you can see like the presenting thing that like I just want to write an article, like why do I not feel good, like why am I not jumping for joy? It's because there's this deeper fear about being rejected and not belonging, but truly just being yourself. Because it sounds to me like doing this work and writing around yoga is really much a part of your identity. You see it as part of your identity. And because there's that attachment, the rejection feels even bigger and more painful.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not like, I mean, like, you know, if you write a magazine for people that, you know, you're not emotionally invested in quite the same way, then if they don't like it, well, you know, I know better. But
Yeah,
when I'm
yeah.
working with people who have so much more knowledge about this area than, you know, I will have. And
Mm.
yeah.
So there's another belief right there. What's that belief?
That I don't know as much as other people.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't know as much and therefore
Um, and therefore I'll be judged.
yeah. And if I'm
Yeah, it's
judged
all
then
about the judgment, isn't it? Yeah.
yeah, and if I'm judged then I end up as a bag lady.
And laughed at. Yes, a bag lady who gets laughed at by yoga people.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
let's take a look at that. Is that a rational fear?
No. No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
No. No.
What is the worst case scenario, truly?
Um, Worst case scenario. First edition's a disaster. They fire me.
The worst case scenario is that you just lose the writing job.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the worst case scenario. You're never going to end up a bag lady because of an article you wrote.
No, that's very true. Yeah. It's
So,
editing the whole magazine, but you're right. Yeah.
yeah, you're never going to end up a bag lady because you did an edit. And what are the odds that you would just be a disaster in your first round of editing?
Pretty slim because I'm fairly applied. Yeah. Yeah.
So
I know. It's catastrophizing. That's what it is.
yeah, so what do you do when you're catastrophizing? How do you get yourself back to reality?
I write down, I kind of do this actually. I write down what the problem is, then I write down the worst case scenario, then I write down if the worst case scenario happened, what are two things I could do? And then I'm like, right, okay, so I could go and live with my brother. So I'm not going to end up
We've already identified the worst case scenario is you get fired, not that you end up a bag lady, because that's not a real fear.
No, I'll just get another job. and join another yoga organization.
So the worst case scenario is that you don't end up editing the magazine anymore and you just get another job and
Yeah.
join another yoga. And we've identified
Organization. Yeah, so I can
what are
avoid
the
these
odds.
people forever.
Yeah, which is not going to happen. But so what are the odds that that would happen in reality?
Pretty slim. Pretty slim. I haven't been fired from a job before, so honestly.
Okay, so you have no
No, I've no
previous.
track record of like getting fired. So
Yeah. So what's the truth then?
um the truth is that I can do this. And yes, the first issue is going to be a learning curve and a half, but I do actually have all the skills in order to do it, and probably more than I need actually.
Yeah.
Mm.
So what can you do to support that truth? What kind of evidence can you gather and collect to show yourself that you're ready enough, that you're experienced enough, and that you know exactly what to do?
Journal it, read it,
Mm-hmm.
remind myself of it.
And what would you journal? What would you write?
Um, I would write down all the skills that I have in order to do this. Remind myself that I do actually already have an outline plan for the first issue, which I put together over the weekend. And it is all possible because there's a body of evidence in the past where I've produced similar productions with
Yeah,
considerably less time. Yeah.
yeah. So gathering that evidence and showing yourself the proof points that you
Yeah.
know exactly what to do. How about listening to your fearless action hypnosis?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I do.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
would be a good one. That would be a good one to focus on right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, what did you see through this exercise, and where do you feel like you are now?
Um, I feel less confused.
Good.
And the crazy thing is that I've been through this before with other things, and it's like it's just snuck into the back of my head, and all that the previous times that this has happened, when I've just gone, yeah, this is nonsense. Da, da, da. I mean, I know we went through this in Worth to Wealth, you know, just disappeared. It's like the fear that you that lives inside you just erases all evidence of how you've dealt with something like this before and just presents it as like, oh, look what I found.
Yeah, like it's something brand new that you've never experienced, and
Yeah,
all of your tools and all of your wisdom and all of your experience just magically melts and disappears away, and
absolutely
suddenly you find
evaporates.
yourself,
Yeah,
yeah, you find yourself helpless and powerless, when the reality is that none of those things are true. We just have to be reminded, you know?
yeah,
We just
yeah.
have
I
to
mean,
be reminded.
the writing thing down thing. I mean, you know, I learned that from Tim Ferriss. I was reading Tools for Titans this morning. You know, I know it, and yet it's just like, yeah, it's a tricksy little sod, the
Yeah, it is.
fear monster.
It is. And the problem is that there are these ancillary thoughts or secondary thoughts that come along with the fear. For
Mm,
example, they think, I don't know what to do. I don't know. I can't do this. Maybe the primary fear thought is like, oh my God, what am I doing? I can't do this. And then there's secondary thoughts, which are, oh my gosh, I'm so scared. I can't figure this out. And then you start having thoughts about the fear itself, and those become part of the fear thoughts also. Recognizing,
mm,
oh my God, I'm so scared. I recognize that I'm in fear, but I don't know what to do. How do I get myself out of this fear? How do I get myself out of this fear? That becomes part of the loop as well. So
yeah.
if you can learn to become the witness even to the thoughts about the thoughts. It's like metacognition, you know, because we
Yeah.
become aware of the fear thought, and then we start looping around our awareness of the fear thought as well, and that kind of gets wrapped up in. So journaling the evidence of your power, of your potential, of your capability and your skill right now, and having that, maybe that list of qualifications just front and center, will help you stay grounded, and you can use that as a guide when the fear thoughts are taking over.
Sure. Yes. Going to do that. Thank you.
Yes, let's do that. And I mean, share them with us in the group. I would love to see like what you come up with,
Sure.
so that we can support you in remembering how amazing you are, because you are absolutely amazing, and this is such a beautiful opportunity, and you're going to be so good at it.
Yeah,
So
part of
you're
me
the
kind
perfect
of like
person.
knows that. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So you just got to remind yourself it's not logical, it's emotional.
Yeah.
And so give yourself more powerful emotional experiences to
Yes.
override it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you know what to do, Dina.
I know.
You
Yeah,
don't
I
need
do.
me. You know exactly what to do. Thank you for sharing so vulnerably.
No, thank you for helping me cut through that crap.
You're welcome. You were easy. You solved the problem yourself, so.
Oh, well, yeah, but without somebody to bounce it off, I would have been spinning around for ages.
Yeah, don't spin, and don't forget we're here for you in the Work to Wealth alumni group too. We got you.
Cool.
All right, thank you, Dina.
See you soon.
I don't know how to take I don't know how to take you off camera. I'm not sure. There's probably a way to do it,
I don't know.
but
I'm
I don't know.
tapping. Nothing's happening.
Uh, I don't even know how to do. I don't even know how to do that. So I'm just gonna use this as an opportunity for the two of us to say goodbye. How does that sound?
Okay.
Yay!
Oh, look, we're both the same way up now. Are we
Oh,
both
now
side?
we're the same way. Good, good. That's way better. Yeah. So thank you. I just
Cool.
want to say thank you for sharing yourself so vulnerably and for opening up and talking about what you were experiencing, so that we could get a little live coaching. And I'm sure that somebody else will watch this and they'll be feeling the same thing that you're feeling at some point. And so I really appreciate you
Oh no,
stepping up
thank
and
you.
doing that.
It's been hugely helpful.
Yeah, you're welcome. And ladies, and if you're watching this broadcast, go back and check out the and them because game. You can play with yourself, and you can see the way that Dina and I played it, and how quickly you can just get to the bottom of something, and then show yourself that your thoughts and fears are totally irrational, and then come up with a plan to combat them. So thank you, Dina, for being
No
part of this
worries.
conversation. And for everyone who's watching, if you are looking for some support to help you overcome your upper limiting behaviors and your self-sabotaging thoughts, then I'm going to drop a link, because I am currently taking conversations with people over the next couple of weeks to help you determine what are your upper limiting behaviors and how you can overcome them. So I'm going to drop a link to have these conversations. I've only got a couple spots left for these discussions, but I'd be happy to support you in the same way that I just supported Dina. So thank you, Dina, again. Much love to all of you ladies for watching. Talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.